I know y'all heard about this, or a lot of people had to hear about this, but 34 Tesla Cybertrucks were vandalized in Fort Lauderdale. Check it out.
And hundreds of thousands of dollars in luxury cars hit by vandals.
Several Tesla Cybertrucks were spray painted and defaced with a lot in Fort Lauderdale. Local 10's Hani Ashibi is in Fort Lauderdale with the exclusive.
Good morning. Recently, Tesla has started to use this lot to store some of its cars and trucks here in Fort Lauderdale. The only problem is that this lot has no security. It's fully open. I mean, just a few barricades, but vandals took advantage.
It was just one row, then it was a second row, then a third row, then a fourth row.
One by one, dozens of Tesla Cybertrucks spray painted by vandals in an open parking lot.
It's in the back of projects where no security, no gates and nothing.
I thought Elon Musk put them on sale. I was trying to buy one if they're on sale.
But that's not the case. The open access and lack of security was used to paint the Tesla founder Elon Musk's name over the hood of the cars, followed by a bad word.
Vandalism is not acceptable. It is illegal.
Jasser Rabejo was walking his dog yesterday morning when he noticed not only many Tesla Cybertrucks in the lot, but also when he got closer, he saw they were spray painted. Later in the day on Friday, the graffiti had been cleaned off.
I just heard about it, and then, I went.
Oh, see that? See, that's what happens when you got a stainless steel truck. They wasn't tripping about it. Later in the day, the graffiti got cleaned up. See, they was one step ahead of y'all. They figured out who the mole is. They put some cameras up there. They set them over there, and they set y'all up. See, y'all thought that y'all was over there doing something. Right after that, y'all didn't know. It ain't no regular truck. Ain't no regular degular over here. They set y'all up. They let y'all spray paint, get your little stuff on. I know y'all wanted to be a little extra, and then they went and wiped it right on off because it's a stainless steel truck. That's what you get. That's what y'all get. See, I wasn't expecting that twist. I was about to hold them accountable, but right after that, they just went ahead, got some washcloths, got some Windex, sprayed it on there, and just wiped it on off. Like, that's nice. Go ahead. Have a nice day.
I just heard about it, and then, I went to see if it was true, so I came out here, and then I see all these Teslas.
Like Chase, many others.
It was probably Chase that did it. I wouldn't even put it past Chase.
By to take a closer look at these cars.
See like hundreds of them.
It is pretty weird to see like a back neighborhood you're driving and you see a bunch of brand new Cybertruck.
The Fort Lauderdale Police Department says vandals marked a total of 34 Tesla Cybertrucks. Now its detectives are investigating this case, and neighbors we spoke to say that these cars and trucks appeared at this lot here in Fort Lauderdale just 4 days ago.
See, you can't even have nothing. That's why they don't put nothing in y'all neighborhoods. That's why they don't put nothing in y'all neighborhood. You keep saying, ain't no stores over here. It's a food desert. That's why. Because y'all can't have nothing. And when they gave you the opportunity and they wanted to invest and rent out your parking lots or whatever over there in Fort Lauderdale, and they do got cameras all over them. That's what people was missing. And when they put it over there, then they wind up messing it up for y'all. And so now y'all can't have nothing. And they marketed the Cybertrucks because now stuff just wiped right off. What's going on, Miss Candid Heart? It just wiped right off. And now they keeping it moving. So that's what's happening with Tesla. I do agree that is great marketing. You ain't even worried about it. They hit my junk with a sledgehammer. Don't worry, it's stainless steel. They spray painted my stuff. Not a big deal. It's already bulletproof. Not a big deal. You know what? I'm starting to see Tesla Cybertrucks is almost becoming a new G-Wagon right now because all I see is a bunch of rappers and celebrities. I'm so glad that I didn't get one. So glad that I didn't get one. I'm so glad I decided to get the 911 instead. So neither here nor there. Actually, I deserve a $100 refund. I had a security deposit on that thing. Now that I'm thinking about it. Anyways, neither here nor there. In addition to that, sneaker store owner. So this is kind of sad because this guy was considered to be a person that was on the come up over there in Soho in New York City. And so he was very visible and he did illegal business and all of that. But he was killed in an attempted robbery over there in Soho in New York. Check it out.
We are learning more tonight about the owner of a sneaker store shot to death this morning in Soho during what police believe may have been a botched robbery. He took a bullet to the leg outside a luxury fashion store. Right now, News 4's Ida Siegel's live at the crime scene where detectives have throughout the day been canvassing for clues. Ida.
And David, he had one gunshot wound to the leg, but it was enough to kill him, according to police. And we're talking about a man who was a star in the sneaker resale world, and now that entire community is mourning his loss.
My name is Javier, also known as Upscale Crack on Instagram.
In the sneaker world, he's known as Upscale, but friends and family from his hometown, Bayonne, New Jersey, know him as Javier Osorio Mejia. He turned his love for footwear into a thriving sneaker resale business with a popular online presence. Just a few months ago, he sat down with NBCNewYork.com to talk about his life.
I try to get any limited or exclusive item that comes out as far as footwear or streetwear.
At around 5 this morning, police say Javier was in Soho after an apparently late night out. Investigators believe a group tried to rob him at the corner of Green and Grand and shot him in the thigh. By the time police arrived, he was unconscious on the ground. He later died at the hospital. A green pair of sneakers left at the scene.
He's a beautiful soul. He's the type of person that could walk into any room and just have a conversation with anybody, from boardrooms to the streets to the parties.
Friends say the 31-year-old father was a beloved member of the sneaker community, finding rare shoes and reselling them to collectors. They can't imagine why anyone would go after him. He was focused on his family and his business.
I can. I know exactly why they would go after him. A couple different reasons. Number one, jealousy. All right, jealousy. Wasn't bothering nobody. Number two, opportunistic, because they thought that they was going to get something up out of him. When one person probably fired a gun and hit him in the leg, they probably all just fled the scene. But regardless, it's not even on none of that. It's upgraded to murder. Now it's just upgraded to murder. It went from attempted murder and robbery to now murder with a deadly weapon and all of that stuff. And so it's all jealousy. It's 100% jealousy, bro.
I was getting ready to sign a lease on a new spot on Houston. We was going to open up right in time for back to school.
Meanwhile, people in the neighborhood shocked to hear of yet another murder in Soho.
Hard to believe that someone's life is taken on the streets of Soho.
It's not hard to believe. We are in anarchy. We are basically moving towards the purge at this point, especially over in California and New York. But a couple things. This is kind of the problem with younger people that get money. Not that he did anything wrong, but this is the problem with the culture, because when you get money, and we still in the infancy stage of social media marketing and things like that, because you largely use that and leverage that in order to continue to promote your business. But when you get money, a lot of times what happens is it makes you a target and it makes you more visible. A lot of people are always asking, or they always saying, yeah, wealth whispers. Listen, man, wealth don't whisper in a room full of wealthy people. If you look at what was happening over in Monaco for the Grand Prix, it was, I got the biggest boat, I got the biggest Bugatti, I got the best Ferrari, I got the rarest Porsche, I got the best cars, I got the biggest chateau, I got the baddest chicks. If you go, listen, if you know, you know. Any person that's trying to really get to the top of the heap, any person of the who's who, they were all there in Monaco. Billionaires, 100 millionaires. You got $10 million, you're not even on the register. You're not even registering with a lot of people. They got $10 million cars out there. And so when people say stuff like wealth whispers, no, it don't. Wealth whispers amongst broke people, because people that have older money, they not trying to get set up by a dude that ain't got nothing to lose. And so when you get newer money, unfortunately, you don't know how to move around people that don't have resources. When I jump on my bike every day, because I ride my bike to work and back when the weather is permitting, I ain't got on no Rolex. I'm rolling in the Apple Watch all day long. All day long. When I go out of town, when I went over to Mexico, Apple Watches all day long. Everything is locked up. Because you got to just move a little bit differently. So when you get used to money, you know how to be around certain elements, or you know where not to go, or who not to even put yourself in a position to do. You start to get security, you move it. I've seen people say stuff to me like, yeah, man, you scary, you move with security. No, I'm smart. I'm smart. Somebody, I seen a comment on my other channel the other day, last night, because I had broke down the whole Fulio situation. And the guy said, some young guys was teasing him, saying that something like, he's scary or something like that. And he said, nah, I'm just smarter than y'all. I've been where y'all been, and I live old enough to be able to spend the money that I made. So y'all got to be careful, bro. You just got to be careful with how y'all moving. It's an unfortunate situation, and I don't want to see that happening to anybody else, especially for a dude that is on the come up. It's always being taken by the culture. And then last but not least, Rivian popped over 40% after hours trading last night. Stock club coming up. If y'all not a part of the Patreon, if you're not a part of the Bag Chasers, Stock Club is coming up. Rivian popped over 40%. I've been telling y'all, I've been asking, if you ain't get 40, I'm about to go and buy another 911. If you ain't made 40% on your money, as a result of Volkswagen now investing $5 billion in Rivian, if you ain't made 40% on your money you scared of $15, but you could have made 40% on your money. You scared of $15, yo. I ain't never seen a bunch of people that's cheap to mess up their own bag and to mess up their own pockets. I called it. I've been saying it. I said, listen, y'all, it's the one thing that I took the risk on. And I said it. I said, listen, I divested from the Magnificent Seven. I divested from this particular stock. I'm going to keep this. We're going to take profits out of NVIDIA. We're going to move over into Rivian. I think that this is the play. It is absolutely going to pop off. And so because we made so much money in this, we're going to take a more riskier approach. We can afford to take more of a risk over here. This is what I see. RJ Scarange is a phenomenal CEO. These are the 8 things that I look for when I'm looking to invest in a company. I need y'all to go and look at this. I need you to go and take care of this. I need you to go and I'm not telling you to invest in it. I'm just telling you where I'm putting my money. I'm doing this. I'm doing that. I'm a rock out. And you missed out again. You missed out on a run on this. You missed out on a run on that. You missed out on running up the bag on that because you don't have a mindset to make informed decisions in order to put your money in assets that ultimately will result in the big pop. Anton, are you divesting from Rivian? Nah, fam. I'm reaffirming my position by dollar cost averaging and putting more money into it. Y'all see me say it. Because it's frustrating. It's absolutely frustrating to see people miss out on. Listen, you don't even have to ask for a handout. All you got to do is make an informed decision. I break it down from a C-student's perspective inside of the Bag Chasers, and I say, listen, this is where we putting our money. Let me show you the receipts. I'm reaffirming my position. Oh, man, y'all, we can get it at a discount. This is what I'm looking at. This is the long-term play. These are the 8 things that I'm looking for when I'm looking to invest in a company. You more concerned with Kendrick Lamar and Drake, and we running up a bag and we buying whole cars off of literally not even lifting a finger, but we just opening up the app and we dollar cost averaging and we running it up. I keep telling people, I'm not going to invest your money for you. I'm going to give you the information on what it takes in order for you to do it yourself. I'm going to teach you how to fish. I don't run a fund. I don't need your money. I'm going to continue to run it up. I'm going to buy these cars. I'm going to take these vacations. And being informed is what's going to pay for it. Check it out, y'all.
In overtime here, Phil LeBeau, what's going on?
Huge move, John, and that's because Rivian announcing, along with Volkswagen, that Volkswagen will be investing $5 billion in Rivian. This will happen in 3 tranches, an immediate tranche of $1 billion in unsecured convertible notes, the bunch of conditions that are kicking in terms of the ultimate stock price that it converts into later this year, then $1 billion in 25 and $1 billion in 26. When it's all said and done by the end,
40% last year, towards the end of the year, pulled money out because we want to take our investments. I talk about this inside of the Bag Chasers. We caught it at a discount again. Now it's popping over 40%. We avoided the sell-off and the market correction as far as what's happening with NVIDIA. So we took our profits out of that. Yo, if you're not up 100 bands at least, that's your fault. It's 100% your fault.
End of 26, back of the envelope math, it looks like Volkswagen will probably own 10 to 15% of Rivian. But again, this is all dependent on where
Y'all wonder
shares
why we
are
getting such big
when the
super
investments
chats.
take place
'Cause the
over the
people
next
know what's
3 years.
happening.
The
Y'all
companies
wonder
are
why I got
also
the best
forming
Patreon.
a joint
'Cause the people
venture
know
that
what's
will be
happening.
focused on EV and software
Nobody messing
architecture.
with us.
That focus will be applied to vehicles for both companies. So they still remain independent companies. This is not a Volkswagen buying Rivian. They are independent companies who will benefit from the software joint venture. But again, the big news, the reason this stock is moving higher, a $5 billion investment by Volkswagen over the next 3 years through 26 from Volkswagen into Rivian.
So listen.
The companies
We are now in a position to where we approaching 8,000 bag chasers. And the system don't like that because they said, Anton, you could tell them, or you could invest it for them, but don't teach them how to think for themselves. We now approaching almost 8,000. We at 7,753. 7,753 chasers. 7,753 chasers. All right. 7,753 chasers. If you not a part of the chasers, listen, it's a lot of people that talk it, but very few people walk it. Very few people are showing you the receipts. We about to approach 8,000 members. You going to be one of the ones that's sleeping? You going to be one of the ones that's broke? You ain't going to get this money? You ain't going to get this moolah, baby? Now on the next stock club, we got a dilemma. We got a good, I love good dilemmas. Listen, my social life is absolutely in shambles. Everything socially, because I work so much, I don't be paying attention. I don't send text messages back, so I don't be responding to people like I'm supposed to. I might get back to you the next day. Literally, the mayor texted me yesterday, and I didn't even respond to him. I'm gonna text him back this morning. Rita sent me a message yesterday, said Fox News is going. I ain't checking for that. My social life, my ability to be able to keep everything in perspective is in shambles. But the one thing is for sure, and the two things is for certain, we ain't gonna miss out on no money. We ain't gonna miss out on no bags. Get your life together, man. That's your quick hits, ladies and gentlemen.